Yes. Okay. Welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, May.
I'm Max.
I'm Ben, and we were had.
Can you believe it?
There are twists and there are turns.
Defleshed is a standard death.
Oh, that's fun.
We were had.
We were. Today we are going to first close the advertisement there and talk about Tonya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan and the 1994 Olympics and the events leading up to it.
Okay.
Wow. 1994, I was 1 year old. You guys were just graduating high school?
I actually put in the notes, insert Max age joke here because I was going.
Did you do it in the
I
note?
did.
Yeah.
But I forgot to send over the notes.
Well, I'm glad I could just... That's how good we are together. I just know the script ahead of time.
So you were born in 1993?
1993, yes.
The things
Wow.
you missed in those you missed the fall of the Soviet Union.
No, I did it. From beyond the womb.
So Nancy Kerrigan and Tonya Harding were American ice skaters. They were, at the time, the two most famous American ice skaters. And Tonya Harding is famous for being the first American skater to pull off a triple axel.
Yeah, she was, bitch.
Yeah.
So
American female or male?
Female. No, female.
female, and she was the first American to do it.
Cool.
Midori Ito had done it before.
Oh, Midori already did it.
Wow.
Midori already did it.
Okay.
Now, what's the mystery here?
The mystery is that Nancy Kerrigan was attacked in a corridor after a practice session at the U.S. Figure Skating Championship on January 6, 1994. Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
that would be before the Winter Olympics.
And it was
Right.
only like, 10 weeks before the Olympics or something like that? Yeah.
Leading up to it. The Winter Olympics before this were always the same year as the Summer Olympics. This was actually the first time that they decided to do the 2-year gap, 2-year gap, 2-year gap.
And they did that to give Nancy a chance to get kneecapped?
Well, it's just
But it actually worked out well for Tonya because she would have been aged out by the time the Olympics came out around like 2 years later. So it's actually better.
How old do you age out?
I mean, figure skating, pretty young. It's
Like your body can't do it anymore?
yeah, you're not at that level.
the person who ends up winning the gold medal that year was 16.
Yeah.
Oksana Bayul.
Oh, Oksana Bayou.
Yeah.
It's like modeling. Once you're like 20, you're a freaking old hag.
Or gymnastics.
Yeah, or gymnastics.
Yeah.
Comedy.
Comedy.
Got it.
So a little bit about Tonya Harding and her background. She was from Portland. She came from a poor family. In the documentary that I watched, which I recommend to all our listeners, it was on ABC and on Hulu currently. They interview her mother, and if you've ever seen I, Tonya, Tonya Harding's mother was like an insane character.
Yeah.
Allison Janney nailed it.
Allison
Oh
Janney.
my God. Amazing.
Yeah.
Not only that, but in an interview, Tonya Harding is talking about Allison Janney's performance, and she's like, it was like freaky.
It was like
Yeah,
watching
yeah.
her.
Yeah.
Allison Janney's a great actor. You still didn't tell me what the mystery was.
So the mystery that we're going to deal with here. So Nancy Kerrigan got attacked. We know who attacked her. It was actually Tonya Harding's bodyguard.
Mm-hmm.
We know that Tonya Harding's ex-husband, but very strange relationship guy was part of it and behind it. But we do not know Tonya Harding, the extent of Tonya Harding's involvement in it. We know that she didn't physically do it.
And she claims that she was not involved pretty much at all. Correct?
She has admitted in a court of law. Court of law.
Well, everyone looks at me.
Well, because you're the political one. You voted.
Yeah. Like a cuck. Although you did vote for Seawall
Yeah,
also.
So send him
Silwa?
upstate.
Yeah.
Sliwa. I did not, just to be clear.
Sliwa or Silwa?
Sliwa.
Okay.
Curtis Sliwa. Wow. You know his name so well.
Curtis
Maybe.
Sliwa. Wears a beret. Nice guy. Has great plans.
Great plan.
Great plans.
Send him upstate. Okay.
But so we know, what did she admit in a court of law?
I still want to talk about your voting history. So, no, she admitted that she covered up some evidence after the fact when she had already realized that her ex-husband was behind it.
Oh, yeah. Because there's no really walking backwards from that. People are like, well, how did you not have any idea of this person, you know?
So just to tie it back to the movie, that's Sebastian Stan as the ex-husband.
Mm-hmm.
The guy with the mustache.
The portly fellow that is like I'm a Green Beret, but he just lied about everything.
That's the guy who
Yes.
actually did
That's
it.
the bodyguard.
Yes.
But that's just, in reality, it's just the ex-husband's like friend who's insane.
The I'm sorry.
They were bodyguards. So yeah, the ex-husband, they're friends, but it was like technically Tanya's bodyguard.
Yeah, but then, like, they were friends before he became the bodyguard.
Yes, correct. He was just like some fucking idiot.
This guy that's like, I know how the world works.
Yeah, and Tonya Harding doesn't even like the name bodyguard for who he was. She just considers him like some doofus who was around.
Well, did she even need a bodyguard?
Yes, she got definitely. A death threat.
For what? Skating too hard?
I don't know exactly.
Are you kidding me? You could do anything. You could like laugh too hard and get a fucking death threat. Is it just me, or like I feel like the Olympics used to be a way bigger deal when I was younger, but maybe I was just younger and like more into sports because I was playing them. But like feels like it's like way bigger opportunity to be a celebrity.
It was a way bigger deal because I mean before social media there was like the world was never connected like it was during the Olympics.
True.
So I think that's probably. Did I just do some sort of great revelation? Yeah, probably.
I would also add that the Olympics are usually the viewers are much higher if there's a particular story. So like when Michael Phelps was chasing the medals, then people were actually watching it.
Right.
And the great example is this Olympics. This like put, ironically, figure skating on the map.
Yeah.
Female figure skating. Everyone was, because I mean.
You're welcome.
So again, just a little bit. The only thing I was going to say about Tonya Harding's mom is that in this documentary, there's a funny line where she's like, everyone says that we came from like poor trailer trash, and that's ridiculous. We had a nice new trailer.
That's funny.
And she has like a parrot on her shoulder and the big glasses. And
that's
everything.
Real.
I know.
In old interviews, she would actually have a bird on her shoulder.
I've seen both I, Tonya, and then I was so obsessed with I, Tonya that I watched the documentary following I, Tonya. And I was like, this is spot on.
There was a documentary about I, Tonya?
No. There was a documentary that I, Tonya was basically based on, sort of. Like, which is the one that you watched where the mom was real. Right?
Actually, the one I watched came out after I, Tonya because Margot Robbie and Allison Janney are interviewed in that documentary.
Okay.
The one you're thinking of, I think, was made like in the 80s or 90s, tracking Tonya Harding's sort of rise as a teenager and in her early 20s.
Okay, never mind. I watched the one.
Was Tonya Harding ever convicted of anything?
No.
Well, she was she never went to jail, but she was
civil courts. Did she get fined for?
But she was stripped of her earlier titles. She never won an Olympic medal, but she was stripped of her earlier titles
and barred from ever skating again. Right?
Yes, exactly.
She can't go fucking to a pond out back.
I don't know. Well,
she can't strap up the skates.
She can't. So she can't. From the best of my knowledge, she can't like run a skating club or like anything like even on like the smaller level.
Which is what happened to Will Ferrell in Blaze of Glory, right? Didn't they told him he couldn't skate anymore?
The real life. Yes, exactly.
He got Tonya Harding. He got Tonya Harding.
Actually, getting Tonya Harding has become such a common that in 2008 when Barack Obama was running for president, there's a speech where he's talking about how he's such a big underdog behind Hillary. And he's like, they're saying that the only way I can win this thing is if I break her kneecap, if I Tonya Harding her. Yeah. So this thing is like such a huge part of
what you're saying is cancel Barack Obama for disparaging Tonya Harding in this way.
That's what we're saying. Yeah.
That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
Just tearing down women.
Guy votes one time and everything is...
Sorry, I'm so political today. You know what I mean? I got new glasses. I have a sticker. I'm part of the...
So I'll run through just a brief timeline of events. The setup to all of this is the rivalry between Tonya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan. Nancy Kerrigan is depicted by the media as this like delicate flower, what ice skating should should be.
Girl next door.
Well, elegant, like beauty queen, because it's more so like it's about like the dresses, it's about the music that they choose, it's about like their makeup and all this stuff. It's more so than just like the tricks.
There was more to than just the tricks. First of all, tricks something a whore does for money. Can I ask, were Nancy and Tonya ever friends or friendly, or were they enemies?
It's debated. According to Tonya Harding, yes, they were friends. They would like room together during some of these trips,
but
like nationals and stuff like that.
And then there are also accounts of them of like reporters being like, yeah, they never liked each other and they were just rivals.
Yeah, but the fucking media, what can we trust with them? You know what I mean?
Yeah, they love this like angel and devil thing.
They love pitting two people against each other.
Yeah, and the other thing to keep in mind, this is only a few months before OJ. This is before Monica Lewinsky. This is like one of the real influential tabloid.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's a good story.
It really is a good story.
I love an Olympic. That's such a big stage to fuck up. What was the swimmer that just like that made up being attacked?
What?
Remember that one?
No, I didn't hear
That
that.
Ryan
Lochte, yeah, who like kicked in a door or something and was like, "Yeah, we got mugged." And he just straight up didn't.
That's so weird. Also, one of those Olympic swimmers
was at the storming.
Yeah, was at the storming of the
Capitol.
Capitol. Isn't that the funniest thing? And he was wearing a USA Swimming like jacket or something.
Did
Michael
he try to say it
Phelps?
wasn't him?
No, I wish.
Michael Phelps was at the storming.
Let's start
And
that.
even worse, he was like trying to sell BetterHelp memberships at the, or which one is he?
That wouldn't be a bad idea, actually.
They need it.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Okay, so I'll go through a brief timeline of events. February 14th, 1991, Harding defeats Nancy Kerrigan at the U.S. Figure Skating Championships.
In 91.
Yep.
This is what started the
and
rivalry.
I guess, yeah, and this is where Tonya Harding, I believe, pulled off the triple axel. It's also, you can watch the clip of it. The announcers of these ice skating things, I don't know if it's similar anymore, but they're very weird. And when Tonya Harding lands the triple axel, man, I'm going to mess up exactly what the announcer said, but it was something like...
He pet him so weird. I didn't like that at all.
What?
Oh, Greg wants to play.
Greg the cat is becoming involved. He does not like Ben talking shit about Tonya.
He's gonna like break your computer.
What do I do?
Yeah, do we pick him up or what's happening here?
Okay. Sorry.
And he goes, "That's a shame. He's gonna break that computer he's standing on."
Greg
here."
opened up mission control, which I didn't even know was...
He's trying to silence us. This is censorship. You were saying, what did they say about the triple?
I'm gonna fuck up exactly what he said, but it was something along the lines of like good girl. Like it was really weird.
How old was she at the time?
She must have been 20.
Okay.
Hey, let me ask you, she still lost, even though she did this big fucking thing, huh?
Oh, no. So this is 1991. Tonya beats Nancy Kerrigan. This is just like a setup thing and talking about Tonya Harding being, and of her rise and Nancy Kerrigan's rise. Okay.
That clip of her doing the triple axel is so cool. Have you ever seen it?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But you got to watch it with the audio.
Okay,
because it's the guy. Oh, man, I really want to.
Fucking figure skating is one of those sports where the announcers will talk shit no matter what happens.
Oh yeah.
And they're just rooting against you. Like that, like diving, that kind of shit where they're like, "Oh, so see how he sneezed a little bit on the way down there and he should probably take his own life."
Oh yeah.
When they do these things, when they're like the figure skating, she goes, fell down. That's a terrible way to go.
They always
that's
say
half
it's a
a
terrible way
point.
to go.
Yeah, oh geez, yeah. So her dress became untucked there.
Oh no. I tried to play it, but it was like it just has background music.
Who are you playing it for?
For us, it's really funny.
And well, also, she got a lot of flack because she would choose like songs that weren't exactly what the judges were looking for.
It is a Blades of Glory type thing.
It is.
She's
Leonard
like the Will.
Skinner. She was like,
Yeah.
the bad girl of tennis, or sorry, of figure skating.
Yeah.
Okay, so the big event that happens is on January 6th, 1994. Nancy Kerrigan is attacked. So
Nothing big happened between 91 and 94.
Well, they're just like a brewing rivalry because Nancy Kerrigan was on top and Tonya Harding was sort of like challenging that. And then so it was like leading up to the big Olympics about like who's going to be making the team, who's not. They're both sort of their last try because they're aging out of the sport.
Had Nancy won a medal already?
So I'm going to look this up right now.
Sure.
In 1992, there is an Olympics. And in that Olympic, Tonya Harding placed 4th, so doesn't win a medal. And I'm not sure if Kerrigan got a medal in that one. I think she might have. I think Kerrigan might have gotten a medal in that one.
Do you think
neither of them have ever won gold?
Do you think it's worse to come in 4th or 3rd?
4th, definitely.
4th is bad, but
4th is
bronze,
bad.
you're up there on the podium.
You're there.
You're
That's what's so annoying is that they make you stand there
next to the actual winner.
Yeah.
It's true, but like getting in 4th and not having anything, like I don't know, that would kill me.
Well, you know what? There's so many L's along. Unless you're winning, it's like you train your whole life. You don't make the team. What a kick in the dick. What if you make it to the Olympics and then you just come in like last?
Yeah.
That's just awful.
It happens,
Mentally horrible. No one should try to do this. Especially sports that there's no money in.
Yeah, well, there could have been big money if they get all the sponsorships and stuff. So that's like the motive for trying to make the team.
That's literally 1 in a million, though.
So Nancy Kerrigan, bronze medalist in 92.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, fine. Ironically, they schmelted that, and that's what they gave her a new knee with the bronze medal.
Yeah. Also, I remember Tonya, I think it was after the last Olympics that Kerrigan was in, a little foreshadowing, but she was like crying on the podium because she didn't get gold. And Tonya Harding, like in the documentary that I saw, was like, a 50-year-old woman or however old she is now. And she was literally like, and she's up there like a baby crying on the podium. And
Wait,
she was
who
like,
said that?
Tonya.
Oh, but there's another thing where I'll get to it.
Okay.
But yeah. Tonya Harding's like an amazing character.
She's
in
like
general.
not sorry.
Yeah.
That's cool. I will say that. Was she upset that Margot Robbie got aggressively uglied up to play her?
Okay, so this is a question that I wanted to ask. What is more? So another that I had coming in. What is more offensive? If someone is playing you in a movie and they cast an ugly person to play you, or if they take an attractive person and make them look ugly to play you?
Attractive turned ugly.
That's
just like, because you can just be like, oh, this plain person had a very good interview. But the fact that they cast like one of those beautiful people and they're like, well, we had to.
You're an actor. It's called an audition, an interview.
Whatever. It's interviews, you know what I mean? Also, thank you for calling me an actor.
You are an actor.
I'm an actor. But no, I think it's worse when a hot person really, and then because and everyone's like, look at her acting.
Yeah.
Look how she could debase herself.
So you think that
she could
Eileen...
look so ugly. It was amazing.
Yeah.
How she could distort
what
her
a performance.
face to look so hideous.
So you think Eileen Voorhees should be offended that Charlize Theron?
Oh yeah. Warnos.
Eileen
She
Wuornos.
won the Academy Award because she uglied it up.
Yeah, she's also dead.
Eileen Wuornos?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
I forget exactly what it was, but her death row meal was something wicked depressing. It was like a hard-boiled egg or something.
Oh my god.
Oh, she got the chair.
Yeah. She was one of the only women to get the chair.
Ooh.
She was a rough woman though, huh?
Oh, yeah.
That's a rough movie.
I've never seen it. I can't see
should watch it.
Charlize
It's pretty
Theron
good.
that ugly. I can't see it. I just can't allow
It's
that.
pretty insane. Like, it would be hard to gain that much weight and then lose it. Oh, my God.
Christian Bale does it yearly.
I know.
Yeah, but Robert De Niro also won an Oscar for gaining weight. But isn't it more impressive to lose a ton of weight than to gain a lot of weight?
I don't know. Think about gaining weight. It'd be hard.
Plus, I mean,
Like-
think of your profession as like being in the public eye, so you get to still walk around fat while you're in the production. Not that there's anything wrong with that if you want to be, I guess.
But it would be tough. Imagine like being so stuffed and you just have to keep eating and you can't even really exercise. You're just a big fat person, you know?
Well, the hardest thing, so for
Well, you wouldn't feel good is what I'm saying. Like,
for De Niro's Oscar, he's skinny and fat in the same movie.
damn.
So he's like got to be like 150 pounds as a boxer for the majority of the movie, and then it shows this guy's downfall, and at the end he's like 100 pounds heavier.
Yeah.
That
Would you
sounds-
shave your head for a role? You go full bald?
Would I shave my head? Oh yeah. What's the role?
I don't know, Lex Luthor. That's all I can think of. It's bald.
Jeff Bezos
Jeff
biopic.
Bezos
You know who never really fully recovered from all his yo-yoing is Matthew McConaughey. He just looks a little weird now. When like before he was like buff and really like...
Dallas Buyers Club. He never really bounced back.
He never really bounced back
got older.
completely.
Let me tell you something. He never looks better than he does behind the wheel of a Lincoln, though. I'll tell you that.
That's true.
He looks the same as he did in Dazed and Confused. That guy didn't age at all, I feel like.
Neither did the high school girl. What a perverted role.
Okay, so just to give a few names, so
Yeah, we really
I don't
went
have
far off the track.
So
huh?
the hitman, who the quote unquote bodyguard, is named Shane Stant, and the ex-husband is Jeff Gillooly. I've heard it pronounced a few ways. Gillooly.
Galilei.
Oh wait, the hitman was Shane Stant, the ex-husband, and Harding's
Are
bodyguard.
we calling him a hitman?
Yeah.
Oh, did I totally mess up?
No, Gillooly sounds like the ex-husband.
Gillooly's
Yeah.
definitely right, but then it says Harding's bodyguard is Sean Eckert. So,
Yeah, that's the guy who hit
Did he have three
Kerrigan.
names?
oh, so then, oh, okay, I'm sorry. The person I people are gonna. I fucked up fundamentally at the beginning
Okay.
of this. Basically, the bodyguard and Gillooly are behind it, but they're not the one who literally did it. But they're the most important people behind what happened.
So it took halfway through this episode for us to...
It's not halfway through. We're at 21 minutes. This is going to be a 4-hour episode.
The reveal is that we lied at the beginning of the episode.
Big reveal.
What's the mystery, Ben? It took him 10 minutes to tell us the actual mystery, and it turns out the information we were provided. Maybe this. Are you giving the mystery? Was there another mistake?
No, there wasn't another mistake. I'm just confirming. My face was just like, oh yeah, I messed that up. Okay. Well,
this is when we get mean comments on YouTube.
I deserve a mean comment, but direct it at me. Please direct it at me. I'm the one who messed up. They did not do anything. The only thing that he's ever done wrong is vote for Curtis Lee.
I don't think it's wrong to want to keep the city safe.
Yeah.
You canvassed for him. I think you canvassed.
We have to live in a society
I
here,
did not
Ben.
canvass, but I helped make the little berets. I do. I work at the beret factory as a volunteer. Again, I did not vote for him. I voted for the other guy.
That's exactly what someone that would vote for him would say.
I don't even know the other guy's name. But I voted for him.
Okay.
All right. So I apologize again. The person who literally did it was Stant, but Eckhart is behind it, and Galuli, the ex-husband, is
Could you
behind
imagine if you're listening to this episode, you didn't know anything about this? Would you subscribe to this podcast?
it. No.
I would be like, I'm extraordinarily confused.
These people have no business talking about anything.
Does anybody not know about this, though? Everybody knows about, like, the core
That's the
story,
problem.
right? Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. The core, we got the exact core problem was wrong.
That's true.
Does anybody know about this?
Oh,
The man
Ben.
presenting the information, Benjamin J. Kirschenbaum.
Is it Jay? What's your
Alan, I think.
Alan. What kind of a Jewish name is
I don't know.
Alan?
It's A. It's something A.
It is Aaron.
Aaron.
Yeah.
Aaron.
AA. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to continue with the story because I'm a
Yeah, no,
reliable
you're doing great.
source.
Okay.
Take us home here.
So
At the end of this episode, when we're like, "Oh, do you think she did it?" I can't believe you at all.
So January 6, 1994, Kerrigan is attacked. The video is very famous when you see her. It's like on the way to the locker room.
What is she yelling?
Why me? Or
Why,
like, why me? Yeah.
But if I'm Tonya, I'm making fun of that in a documentary. Let me tell you that.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I like those feet.
Now, it turned out that her injury wasn't severe enough for her to miss the Olympics, which happened.
She was able to skate?
Well,
And won
she was-
silver.
Yeah, she was able to like rehabilitate. She pushed through, and it was actually pretty badass, I have to say. Like she was in a lot of media.
In 2 months, she was able to
Interviews.
recover from that injury and skate.
Yes,
And win a medal?
yes,
Come on, that's an all-American story.
but she was in.
I thought you were going to
interviews-
say, well, that injury wasn't that bad.
Well, that didn't actually happen. What if Nancy did it? Does anybody bring that up?
No. We know who
No,
did
no,
it.
no, we know.
The only mystery is Tanya's involvement.
What if
Yeah.
Kerrigan had an involvement? Let me tell you that.
I don't know.
That's a twist. I'm going to throw
But
that in there.
in interviews, people would ask her about it because obviously that's what people wanted to know about. And she's like, "Are you mad at Tonya? Blah blah blah, yada yada." And she was just like, "I'm not here to talk about anything except for my training." And I was like,
Oh.
"Damn, she is freaking classy."
That's a class act.
She also wore the same dress that she was wearing when she got attacked at the Olympics at one of the events. And she has some sort of quote where she's like, yeah, it's good to have a sense of humor or something like that.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah.
She's a star.
I think that the people not everyone involved. The people who were behind the attack obviously don't come across looking good. But
Nancy and Tonya don't seem like that much of a... Have they ever hung out since?
No, they've never spoken since, according to Nancy.
they were on an interview together.
Oh, they were? Okay.
Like an awkward interview where it's like, I'm
Is there a
sorry.
single thing that we've said that was correct
No.
in this episode of this podcast?
Well, I made the mistake just now, so I don't know. I thought that they had never spoken again, but I guess they were on an interview.
There's an
with the-
interview in like the late 90s or something.
Oh, okay.
And it's like a weird, like
Yeah.
forced, probably they both got paid a lot to be there
Sure.
kind of thing.
Yeah. Wow.
Anyway.
What is Nancy up to now?
She looks great.
She's hot.
That's all that matters.
She does look great. I think she's a mom.
And she was on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
They both were. Different seasons, hopefully.
Oh, God.
Was Tonya Harding on Dancing with the Stars?
I think
Pretty
so.
sure she was.
Yeah,
She
when
was
the
on
movie
some
coming out.
reality stuff. I'll look that up.
Yeah. That'd be funny if she
In-
was just on The Apprentice or something.
Celebrity Apprentice. That's my favorite show.
Oh, I'll also say that after Kerrigan was attacked at the at that competition, so this pre-Olympics, Tonya Harding won that competition, and that was her ticket to actually go to the Olympics.
The place where she got attacked, Tonya won that night?
Yes, or it was like a couple nights
I
later.
saw this movie. Why am I acting like this is all new information? I'm like, get out. Allison Janney was there.
Okay, so 6 days after the attack, January 12th, 1994, Eckhart confesses once again. I apologize. Eckhart is the person who actually did it. Confesses to his involvement in the attack and incriminates Stant, Giloli, and Smith, who was the driver of the getaway car.
Wow.
Getaway car?
Yes, it was
Sure.
like a targeted
It was an
attack. They
attack.
had to get in there, crack some kneecaps, and get the hell out of there.
Yeah, that's true. That's tough.
I think the guy also broke the window on the way out with his head instead of using. He had a weapon.
Yeah.
So they had the DNA or something from that?
Yes. January 14th, 1994, Kerrigan holds a press conference. Tries her best to remain positive at a press conference after a number of the criminals were formally charged. At the same time, the United States Figure Skating Association, the USFSA, deliberates on whether Harding should compete in the Olympics and ultimately decides that she is allowed to, since aside from her repeated denials of being involved in Kerrigan's attack, no evidence has emerged to contradict her claims. So it's a big debate, but they're saying, Tonya, go, and Nancy, if you're healthy, go too.
Well, they know. You're getting eyeballs on the sport, let me tell you
Yeah,
that.
that's true.
You got to
Yes.
let the girls play. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
January 27th, 1994, so still pre-Olympics, Giloli confesses.
Coward. That's
As-
Sebastian Stan.
Yeah.
Yes. As the mastermind behind Kerrigan's attack.
What jurisdiction? Is this police or is it like an FBI thing? Like
This is
high up-
FBI.
This is FBI.
Yeah, Giloli would later surrender to the FBI 4 days later after a warrant was issued for his arrest.
Oof.
Harding continues to deny involvement, but Giloli confesses on January 27th that he orchestrated the assault and would implicate Eckhart, Stant, Smith, and Harding.
Whoa.
He flipped. The rat.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so, yeah.
Did he get no jail time by doing
Oh,
that?
no, almost everyone involved gets jail time except for Tonya.
Full-blown jail time.
Yes. So Harding still denies involvement around this time, issuing the following statement to the press. Despite my mistakes and rough edges, I have done nothing to violate the standards of excellence in sportsmanship that are expected in an Olympic athlete. By the way, I think Rough Edges is actually the name of that documentary you were
really?
referring to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anti-poor people stuff is an actual real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, especially in the world of like figure skating, where
It's an elitist sport.
It's not a poor person sport.
yeah, I mean, you probably need to be wealthy just to buy the equipment.
I mean, the skates are made of what, diamonds?
Well, not the equipment, like the dresses and shit.
The dresses and shit, and also
I mean, you have to go to the rink and shit.
yeah,
That
the
stuff's
rink,
so expensive.
Rink time is really expensive. But yeah, the dresses can be like, depending on the dress, it's like up to like $1,000 to thousands of dollars. And I think Tonya made her own a lot of times.
How
which
much
is, like,
jail
pretty
time
cool
do these
too.
people get?
I'll get to it. So
Because I'm
on
just
February,
saying, if she was skating 2 months later.
No, I mean, it was like really, it was a whole fucking thing. It was like,
yeah, this
big.
was like a
Yeah.
huge news story.
It was no, I'm saying like it was unbelievable that she was able to turn around her injury in that amount of time. It's
Yeah.
not. It was like no one thought
you were
that
just
she
a
could
baby.
do it.
We were what 20, 30. I mean, we were.
You guys were there. May was skating in that event.
yeah, exactly. I competed in the Olympics. I was pissed I didn't get any press.
We were listening on the radio. It was amazing.
Yeah.
On February 1st, in exchange for a lighter sentence, Giloli testifies against his ex-wife and pleads guilty to the crime.
Against?
Yeah, against.
Against his
fucker.
no, again. Yeah,
I
right.
remember that from the movie.
And-
Why am I pretending like I've never heard any of this before?
Days later, Giloli and Harding's trash was recovered, revealing notes of Kerrigan's practice schedule in Massachusetts. A handwriting expert confirms that the notes were written by Harding. Harding denies it.
Yeah, Tony Kent Arena, it said, and then the number for Tony Kent.
Did they love anything more in the 90s than to use a handwriting expert?
That's all they had.
It's all
We
they
have
had to go off
encountered
of.
so many handwriting.
Handwriting
Yeah.
experts, but exclusively in the 90s.
Oh, is it mainly 90s that
It's
we did?
mainly
well,
90s.
John Benet Ramsey for sure.
Dominic Ramsey, a few others. No, they're actually no in the back in the day kind of stuff. But I feel like do they still use handwriting experts to the
Yeah,
day?
I think so. Right?
I feel like it's like in the movies. It's the only time that they're like Sherlock Holmes is like, see how he swoops on the seas.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I listened to at least one murder. Like,
you really
every
need
day.
Sherlock
Yeah.
to notice a swoop.
For a swoop, yeah.
Yeah, it comes up often.
Handwriting is a big thing, I will say. Anytime a suicide note's typed out, you know for a fact that fucker didn't do it.
Oh, for sure.
That's murder.
After some tense jockeying between the U.S. Olympic Committee and Harding on whether she could compete in the Olympics, the committee decides she can participate.
Wow.
That's wild.
February 17th, 1994, Harding and Kerrigan take the ice. You like I said that?
That was great. That was a good announcer voice.
With all the allegations swirling around Harding, the press is in a frenzy when she and Kerrigan share the ice at an Olympic practice session for the first time since the January 6th attack. Also, I should admit, this is a biography.com article that like really nicely gives the timeline. I feel like I should give.
Why didn't we lead with that?
Well, I want to give credit. Footnote at the end.
No, but I mean, where was this article in the beginning when we just fucked the story in the ass?
Oh, the article. It was the article's fault. The article. The article was wrong at the beginning. Then it corrected itself, and the people at biography.com didn't bother to edit. It was weird.
Very typical of biography.com.
So February 25th, 1994, Harding's shoelace breaks, and
skate lace.
Skate.
Her skate lace. Yeah.
And
skate lace.
No, May's right. It's not a shoe.
It's a skate.
Yeah.
Thank you, May. Keep going, Ben.
So she abruptly stops her routine. They let her like come out for another one. It's this really sad, like.
Yeah, it's a bummer. And also like
after she was allowed to compete,
like in the Olympics, Tonya Harding goes up there. Her skate's all fucked up, and she.
Is it because she couldn't afford a good skate?
I doubt it.
Well, people are talking about like why didn't she have a good backup skate? Like the whole thing is just odd.
Sympathy points or something. I don't even know. But
and may have to do with the fact that she's dealing with all this emotional shit while trying to compete in the Olympics.
Right. Because at the time, the whole story is that she did it. I can't believe that she's competing. I'm assuming the media was having a field day.
The media is going insane, and everyone's watching figure skating.
And they're rooting against her.
Yes, Kerrigan's the hero.
I mean, that's
Harding's the villain.
You can't really be the hero.
And so her skate skate lace breaks, and then she has to get off ice and put on another skate in like a certain allotted amount of time. So her and her team are back there like, and it's like not that easy to get on a figure skating skate, especially like obviously at that level. Like it's pretty specific about how tight.
Are they not helping her either?
No, they're helping her. Her team's helping her.
Oh,
like,
good.
I mean, they're like the coaches. I mean, like the aides of the team. But it's like pretty specific about which areas need to be tight, which ones don't. It's not like tying up a shoelace. Like it's kind of a big deal.
And I imagine there's also the element, kind of like with gymnastics, where if you don't feel like everything's perfect, you're not going to risk doing a triple axel.
Well, your ankle just snapping.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to risk it because what do you fucking have to lose? But you're not in the right headspace to pull that off.
Right.
Yeah.
Harding ends up in 8th place in that Olympics, with many people calling the results, quote, karma.
I wouldn't even compete at that point.
Meanwhile, Kerrigan wins the silver. So Kerrigan actually didn't win that Olympics.
I mean, she won in all intents and purposes.
Yeah.
To be able to compete at all. But Tonya was in a lose-lose situation, because if she placed, people would have been like, well, she's a fucking cheater.
Right.
So then another twist to just sort of the, character drama going on is that the 16-year-old Ukrainian Oksana Bayul wins, and when taking silver, Kerrigan appears to be displeased and later gets caught on camera complaining about Bayul, who is causing a delay in the medal ceremony. Kerrigan says, "Oh, come on, so she's going to get out here and cry again? What's the difference?" So basically, Bayul's in the back fixing her makeup, and Kerrigan's like, so then all of a sudden, probably for people watching it, they're like, wait, she's the hero of the story.
Yeah, why is she being a bitch? Yeah. That's so funny.
That's funny. That makes me like her more.
Yeah, she's more of a real person.
Yeah, more of a real person.
So.
She's from Stoughton, Mass, right? Or Stoneham?
But didn't you say she's not wealthy either?
No.
She's not, no.
But how come she could get nice dresses and shit?
I think by the time you're by the time you're an Olympic athlete, Tonya can get nice dresses too.
Then why wasn't she getting them?
I think by the time she's in the Olympics,
Kerrigan's wearing like a Versace or whatever. Yeah,
but how come? But Tonya, the whole movie, they just got her painted up like fucking Harley.
Oh,
you're saying like before she was in the Olympics?
No, I'm saying the whole time. Like Tonya Harding, I feel like in the movie, like Nancy Kerrigan's always like looks better and is like better presented and that kind of stuff. It's like she has access to more stuff than her if they're both Olympic athletes.
I think by the time of the Olympics, I don't know.
Maybe it's just for the movie, for that like, good guy, bad guy kind of thing. Also, as part of it was just Tanya's taste. Like she got in fights with her coaches and shit 'cause she wanted to wear like blue nail polish, and they were like, please do not wear blue nail polish. Like blue nail polish? It just looked tacky to them. So Where like Nancy was like this, princess.
Yeah. Although I'm also sure that like if you're a figure skating dressmaker, do you want the kneecapper to wear your brand?
Yeah, probably not.
Gotta wear like an Old Navy dress.
I think you still want for the press. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's true.
March 16th, 1994, so not even a month after the Olympics, Harding pleads guilty. So with evidence mounted against her, Harding officially pleads to the charge of conspiracy to hinder prosecution.
Okay.
That's not bad.
So she knew shit after and hid it.
It's what, like did you ever lie under oath? Perjury?
I don't know about under oath. She definitely lied.
Perjury.
I don't know if she lied under oath. She receives 3 years probation and is slapped with a $160,000 fine. A few months later, her 1994 national championships title is revoked, and she is banned from the USFSA from skating forever.
Fuck.
Oh, that was such a sad scene.
What?
When she was told she couldn't skate forever. That was tough.
That is
Would
tough.
you guys rather go to jail for like a year or never be able to do anything comedically again?
When did I start?
I'd probably take the jail time.
I'm
just to,
not
like, have
taking the jail
option.
time. All of life is comedy.
No, jail's bad.
Yeah, I'm not going to jail.
Jail sucks.
Let me tell you something. I love comedy. I would find a way to snake my way back into it. You can't snake your way out of jail. Let me tell you that.
It's true.
And
Women's jail wouldn't be that bad though. Maybe I should be
you ever
chilling.
seen Orange is the New Black? It's awful.
Oh, it seems fun. They get like little cliques going.
Cliques, they're gangs.
Sell my dirty panties or whatever they do in
You
there. I
become
don't know.
red.
Yeah.
May's just a crime lord in the prison. Would you take a lesbian lover?
No, I don't think so.
Nice to ask.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway.
Benjamin?
So the end of Harding's story is very, very sad. Or not very, very sad, but it's just like she goes into boxing. She does all this reality.
Yeah.
But she seems okay now, like according to, you know, she's got a family and.
Yeah, she's
She
married.
did Dancing with the Stars. The movie, I feel like, gave her a better public image.
Yeah, definitely. Because people felt bad for her, even though she is like insanely flawed. Obviously, like there was a lot in the movie about like her life leading up to it was really fucking shitty. Like her mom beat her, her husband beat the fucking shit out of her every day. Like,
Yeah, so I didn't even like go into all of it. This is depicted in the movie. The mother denies it, but who knows that the mother once threw a knife at her.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That
Did
hit
it
her
hit
in
her?
the arm.
It
Oh
hit her
yeah,
in the arm.
that's
Oh
in the
my God.
movie.
and then another one of her figure skating teammates, when they were little, walked in on her in the bathroom with her mom, and her mom was taking a hairbrush and beating the shit out of her with it.
Oh, my God.
So, like, I think this movie is actually good PR for her because people are like, oh, she's just somebody who had a terrible situation.
Well,
life
it's always
situation.
best when you can see the person as a person rather than
Yeah.
just like this one. Because if the first time you see somebody is a news article where like this woman and her team kneecapped a competitor, you're not exactly be like, well, what's her backstory?
Right, exactly. And also, Nancy Kerrigan hasn't had a great backstory either. I mean, her brother murdered her husband, manslaughter, but it was like it wasn't exactly an accident. He was assaulting him though. So it's like they're both tortured souls.
But that's interesting because it's like they were both underdogs coming from very humble beginnings, but just because Nancy was arguably hotter.
arguably hotter, way hotter.
Listen, I don't know. I didn't know them. I was a child. I was an infant child. You guys, sure, he was fucking her. I don't know what you were doing at the time, but
Who was that fucking?
Nancy.
No.
Come on.
Yeah.
But
Nance.
no, I mean just because she was hotter, she was made to be the hero. Which that's society, isn't it?
Yeah.
But do you
well.
think Tonya had more to do with it or not?
So there's a final thing that I should tell you guys, and this was, I believe, revealed in the documentary that I saw from only a few years ago. Tonya admitted that she had heard a conversation between her ex-husband and the bodyguard planning something. Not necessarily directed at Kerrigan, but like it sounds like Tonya Harding did know some stuff.
Yeah.
Can I tell you?
That it doesn't necessarily mean that she helped plan it, but
My belief is it's mob wife. You know what I mean? She knows what's going on. She knew it was. She actively chose to ignore something that she knew was bad was happening.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I think
That's
so
my
too.
thought process.
And normally you could say like, oh, she didn't know what they were planning or didn't know if they were being serious or whatever. But it's like this guy is a man who was physically and probably mentally abusing you, like, that whatever he's saying, he means it.
And that friend in the movie, at least, was depicted as a fucking buffoon who was like he played Army Man but lived with his parents. Like,
he also played Richard Jewell in that movie. Richard Jewell, was that called Richard Jewell, or was it called Jewel maybe or something? Whatever.
I think
Great
it's a long.
movie.
Isn't it a long title? It's
that guy's a good actor.
Of Richard
really good actor.
Good actor.
Yeah, he plays like a lovable buffoon really, really well.
Well, he's got a doofus face.
Yeah, I think it would be hard for him to play Bond.
Yeah.
You're right. I think it's just called Richard Jewell.
That was such a good movie.
That was supposed to be good.
Oh my God,
What's
I cried.
Richard Jewell about? Who is Richard Jewell?
Basically, there was a bombing at, I think actually another Olympics.
Oh, that's the guy that they forced into admitting to doing something, but he didn't actually do it, or was that what?
Yeah, they basically framed him, and he had nothing, and he was the hero in the situation. He caught the bomb before everybody else, and everyone was like, "You planted it."
What?
And it was really fucked up. Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, that was at the '96 Olympics, so that was only 2 years after.
He only plays characters in Olympic stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Listen,
he was actually the goalie in Miracle.
Yeah.
That'd be so funny if he was.
But the goalie in Miracle, May knows.
My coach growing up.
Get out. Mm-hmm. What was his name?
Jimmy Craig.
Jimmy Craig. Mm-hmm.
Craig.
Here's the thing. In terms of mystery, I think it's just the mystery here is, should we let Ben research topics from now on and present? I think that might be the best mystery. Is should we allow this to continue?
Okay, I feel like other than the fact that
I've also been wildly off base before too, so it's not acting like we're freaking. Are you
The thing is that
me?
I don't think I was that off base, but the one thing I messed up was not an insignificant detail. I messed up who literally hit Kerrigan.
It's not important. Who is important is which one is hotter, and that's Nancy.
And that's Nancy Kerrigan, who's the winner of the story by default.
Yeah. Have you seen that face? It's pretty cute.
In the movie, I thought it was tasteful that they didn't paint her as a hero or a villain or either. She kind of was just a side character. She was barely a character. She was barely a character in the movie. Mm-hmm. But they did show some of Tonya's resentment for her being treated better by the media, which...
Yeah, and I think it's one of these things, they have impeachment now, American Crime Story or whatever.
Oh, I want to watch that.
Do you think they'll do a Tonya one?
They could easily do a Tonya one because similar to the impeachment thing, there are a lot of villains, there are a lot of heroes in the story or whatever, but one clear villain in it is the media, and the media just creating a narrative, and maybe they're right about certain things, but if you watch some of these interviews about it, it's the questions that they're asking are
yeah.
You just want to respond that's none of your business. The
media sucks.
The media does suck. You know what would be interesting is a Monica Lewinsky, Tonya Harding podcast.
Oh my God! Wow, I would tune in every week.
I think it could happen.
Yeah,
they're both very.
They both had resurgences recently. They happen around. They have very popular kind of things. Mm. They should start an Unsolved Mysteries podcast.
I would listen to
that podcast. Let's get them on.
Yeah,
that would be big.
Yeah.
Also, Monica Lewinsky is the coolest person on Twitter. I love her.
Yeah, she owns her shit.
Very funny.
Yeah.
I watched the first few episodes of the impeachment thing. It was very good, but I haven't watched it yet.
Who plays Clinton?
Clinton is played by Clive Owen.
Clive Owen.
In a lot of makeup and prosthetics.
A lot of prosthetics.
Is he doing a good job?
I thought he was good. Yeah.
Nice.
Right. Who plays Hillary?
Edie Falco.
Edie Falco.
I love
a good choice.
Edie Falco. Yeah. I've never seen the show.
I think it's only 10 episodes or whatever. It's the OJ thing.
It's on FX, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I should watch these shows because I know criminally little about these things that were my formative years. They were happening around me, and I don't know anything about the
Did you watch the People versus OJ Simpson?
I did not.
You got to watch that.
Oh, it's great.
It's good.
I did not watch the Versace one.
Ooh, that one was good.
Okay.
That one I watched one day. I was painfully hungover with my friend Chris. We watched 4 episodes of it, and I just had no interest in finishing it. It was a creepy little story. I don't care much for that. What's his name? Darren Criss.
Oh yeah.
I don't care for him.
He plays Versace?
No, he plays
the killer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't like him.
No.
I didn't want to hear more about that story.
I don't think you're supposed to like him.
Well, the fucking guy's in every scene, though. I don't want to see him. It's creep.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a creep.
I watched the impeachment. I didn't like that Linda Tripp.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. OJ, bit of a villain.
Yeah.
All right, so I apologize once again for the
You're not
error, but hopefully it was still an entertaining trip down memory lane for
Yeah.
I like that we are such good podcasters that every episode itself is a puzzle.
Yeah.
That's the mystery.
Following
you have to put
along.
together
It's
what the hell
all-
we're talking
yeah,
about.
like the movie Memento. Each
Oh god.
We doth be had. Maybe next week we could do a very obvious one too, like whether or not OJ is guilty.
Also, listen to the Sufjan. Am I pronouncing that right? Sufjan Stevens.
Sufjan Stevens.
Stevens,
but I think
whatever
it's
it is.
Sufjan,
Listen
but
to his. He has 2 versions of the song about Tonya Harding. They're both great. One's better than the other,
You did
but I
songs
can't remember.
about it?
Yeah, I'll play it for you after this. It's really good.
You like what on the piano?
You don't happen to have a harp.
Tanya.
It's really funny that he just wrote 2 songs. Was this before I, Tonya, or was this just on his own?
Oh, good question. I don't know if it was before. Oh no, it wasn't for I, Tonya.
He was just like
it was actually for
inspired by
Call Me
this
by Your Name.
Was it
No,
really?
no.
That's
In
funny.
many ways, Armie Hammer's character emotionally kneecapped Timothy Chalamet, so it does make a lot of sense.
Yeah, and Nancy Kerrigan's crying by the fire for an uncomfortable 20 minutes during the credits.
Oh my god.
That movie's
That
not
is-
good.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that good either, but I thought it was illegal to say that.
I know, but I only made it 25 minutes into it.
But I
turned
mean,
it off.
a guy who votes for Silva is not going to be ashamed to admit it.
Dragged to the mud here just because I want to ship him upstate.
He wants safety for the city.
God forbid I want the city safe.
All right. We were at
Bye.